I wanted to read something that I pulled out of few books. Most of these sentences are from the Game of Life and How to Play It, but there are some other things that are also very helpful. So this is from the book The Power of Now, where he says that if you are not in a state of acceptance, joy, or enthusiasm, whatever it is that you are doing, you are not on your soul's path. So, whatever it is that you are going through, stop, pause, and question and feel. Are you feeling joy, acceptance, or enthusiasm? If not, something's off. Then he says, God is never late, surrender. So, why you should surrender? If there is truly nothing that you can do to change here and now, and you can't remove yourself from the situation, then accept that you are here and now, totally, by dropping all inner resistance. And what happens when you surrender totally? By dropping all inner resistance, then that false, unhappy self that loves feeling miserable, resentful, or sorry for itself can't no longer survive. So that's the definition of surrender. Surrender is not weakness. There is a great strength in it. Only surrendered person has spiritual power. Through surrender, you will internally be free from the situation. And you may find what's the paradox, that a situation changes without any effort on your part. So that's basically the law of least resistance. Or the less you care, the more you gain. All our desires come from I don't care sees. So in any case, when you surrender, you are free. What's the state of being from the people who are living in collective consciousness? They first run in order to have, then do, and then be, which is opposite from living in a state of surrender, where you must first connect with your being truly in the now, and then what's happening is you feel when is time for doing. People who are living in collective consciousness, where I was for too long for my tastes from this perspective, are running around like literally like chickens without head, grinding, hustling, literally killing themselves in order to gain something, and results are usually not as they wish. Why? Because they are not doing from the place of being. So what's happening when you are doing from the place of being? You intuitively feel the inspired action, and when it's time to act. It's not always time to act. Many times it's just time to rest, which I literally couldn't believe, because I come from a background and from family where it was natural, and I was growing up watching my ancestors literally work like dogs. Yes, we always had, we have, and we will always have, but when I see now how much they worked, the results weren't reciprocating their effort. Why? They weren't doing from the being. So if you want to level up, no matter what it is it in relationships, is it in no matter the aspect, or just thrive in life, you must first find the connection with your being, but fully and truly connect with your innermost being, and then you will know when it's time to do, and you will then spontaneously have even more than you could ever dream, but this time from a place of lower effort. So, and what's the best part is that you will usually do what you love and have everything you ever wanted with no struggle at all. So if you are not yet connected in that level that you can live literally 7 spiritual laws of success or the Wizard's Way, those are 2 books from Deepak Chopra. You have 7 spiritual laws of success, and you have the Wizard's Way, the Way of Wizard, great books. It can, if you're a beginner, it can be easy for you to affirm God guides and directs my finances perfectly, if that's something that's bothering you right now. Or if it's relationships, God guides and directs my relationships perfectly, health, whatever it is. Because He is, and He is our source of all our supply. His supplies are health, wealth, love, happiness, whole life success. We're too small, and we are usually 99.9% of people have no idea what they're doing, and you shouldn't listen them. Find what's working for you and adapt to that. Make your life easier, and don't believe to those who are poisoning you with point of view that you should struggle and that you should literally drain your heart and soul in order to gain something, because that's not true. Also, one of the great things to affirm is life supplies all my needs abundantly, and thank you, life, because it is always true. No matter what's happening, life always supplies all our needs abundantly. Always be grateful. When you're grateful for where you are, literally all doors are opening. Because it's never about the end goal. All those famous, I don't know, actors, singers, people who are where they at some point in their life dreamed to be, say that it was never about the end goal. That's why Jim Carrey said, I wish everybody could become rich, famous, successful, so that they could see that that's not the point. And it really isn't. I now see how I was, let's say, attached to things, to, I don't know, brands, when I was in that place of, let's say, collective consciousness. Yes, those things are good and nice, and they have quality, and all that is given to us because we should and we can enjoy in all the beauties that life has to offer. But that's not the point, and that's not the core of our existence. The most important thing that you can do is to find a way to manage your inner state of being, your inner world, your inner game, and then you see how all of that some are saying is must have, be, or do, that's not the case. That's just the way that people who want to sell stuff keep others in a rat race. It's always about the journey, not the destinations. And if you are not good and happy and okay now, no matter your circumstances and situation, be assured that you will not be okay even when you reach the goal. You always carry yourself wherever you go. So do the work now. It will make your life easier. Good questions to ask at the beginning of every single day is also, who am I? What do I want? What is my purpose in life? And what am I grateful for? So when you're living questions, life is fulfilling answers through you. We are just channels for the infinite intelligence to express through us. And when you are in alignment with your purpose, you are literally in heaven. And when you are not, you are in hell. Why you are in hell? Because you are doing what you don't love. You are in a constant struggle, fight or flight response, and it can be very hard. But when you discover what's your purpose is what you do with least effort, the best possible way, what feels so natural to you, like it's natural for fish to swim in the water. That's your purpose. So as soon as you find out what it is, you will be free. And people want to understand, then agree. People want to understand, then appreciate. But as one of my also favorite teachers, David Guillaume, says, if you first appreciate and then agree, you will then understand. And that's so true. I tried this whenever I feel resistance, or whenever I would be pissed off about same stupid things that used to piss me off earlier, I would now pause. The best thing is to always pause before you react, because if you react, you are pulled in unconscious. But when you pause and realize that resistance wants to pull you in, you just say, okay, even though I would now be pissed off with this situation or person or whatever it is, I agree and I align even if I don't understand what's going on here. And you will see how the situation literally loses its power over you. All our healing happens in presence of empathetic witness. So when someone has compassion for you or whatever it is that is happening, it's like you gave them half of the stuff that's bothering you. And it's here written also, stop giving lectures to person who just needs hug. That's also true. That's great truth. When you are trying to give lectures to those who just want to feel seen and loved, you are doing literally nothing. But when you, that's why the psychology and reading people is so important. People are in two groups. First group is result consciousness, other group is process consciousness. Result consciousness is those who are in a primal state of being, who are always focused on the end goal and they miss the whole life, always being focused on the end goal. So let's say if I would now think about some of my goals, I would not even be able to notice this beautiful sunlight that is bathing my face this morning, or birds that are singing, or this beautiful day. I used to be like that, and that's awful way of living. And there is group, and that's process consciousness group. So process consciousness group is being okay either way. That's the best formula for whole life. To train yourself to be good and okay either way. Either way, will you or you will not succeed, but you will 100%. The question is, what's the price you had to pay? Being good either way is the best thing you can do for yourself. And that has nothing to do with the outer world. It's all just the inner game. Be aware of energy field with behind your actions. So if you're doing something and you're off energetically, that's just a waste of time. So that's why all the teachers, great teachers, say that half hour of the action from the place of inspiration is worth more than 5 days just doing like crazy person or like chicken without head. So we know basics: subconscious, conscious, and supraconscious. And as the Jung would say, I will read more in next days from this, but as I mentioned previously, as Jung said, until you make unconscious conscious, you will continue to be ruled by it, and you will call it fate or destiny. You can't change that what you're not aware of. It's impossible. So I have some close, we're not so close now, but some very dear people in my life that I know many years, who, let's say, had serious issues with addictions. And when I earlier tried to warn them or to speak about them on subject, not because I want to appear smart or, I don't know, be Mother Teresa in other people's life, but simply because I love that people and I see that they're literally destroying themselves. And whenever I tried to speak about the subject and help in any way, they were literally shutting me down, completely unaware that they even have a problem. So That's why awareness is the best gift you can give to yourself. To be aware of your thought patterns, to be aware, are you operating from your old conditioned identity that's ruling with us by the programs from our childhood, so, or you are completely unconscious in conversations with others, in relationships with others, and most importantly in relationship with yourself. So knowledge is beautiful. Always do your best to be a lifelong learner, not to impress anyone or to appear this or that way to anybody, because literally no one cares. Knowledge is beautiful because it will set you free, and even if you had 1 month of life, that month would be worth of literally century of a life of someone who is unconscious. Being aware and knowing how the mind works is literally heaven on earth. You establish the connection with your deeper side and you become more compassionate. You then recognize that deeper essence in others, which previously you couldn't, because how can you recognize in others some things that you are not aware even inside yourself? Do the best from your part to always learn more, more and more and more and more learn. Knowledge is free, we are all just paying for our ignorance.